Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting race of the Super Metroid Randomizer League Season 4 playoffs. This is the top 8, and this is a match between World Cup Bress for Rupees' Farfalu versus Southern Routes Derp. I'm Zeb316, and I am joined by Salty Pigeon. How you doing, Salty?
Hey Zeb, I'm doing great, man. Super hyped for this race, and a big thank you to Jestro for tracking as usual. Jestro is the bestro.
Yeah,
Welcome everybody.
yeah, and I'm looking forward to this race. I think that this will be a really good one. Southern Route is currently up 2-0 on World Cup Bress for Rupees, so Farfalu is playing for his team's life. Um, it looks like Derp's timer started, but his gameplay is still. Hmm. Um, not sure what's going on there, but
Interesting.
we'll see. I'm guessing that's just a technical issue of some sort. I don't think. I'm guessing the Derp's actually playing.
But like Zeb said, yeah, this race is going to put possibly Southern Route into the semifinals, or Farfalu is going to keep his team alive to keep this going into Game 4.
Hmm.
As usual, going down to get Morph Ball and whatever else is in the ceiling. Criteria has 4 of our majors. As a gravity run, we're doing full countdown, full area, and boss shuffle. So we got everything going on here today.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like seeing that 4 up there. That's a little higher than I like. For criteria, I like to see low numbers in criteria because the items in criteria are pretty slow to check, and they can't be suits. So I normally like to skip them, but if I can.
And with full countdown, if I remember right, this is a full item rando. So we could find something at um, criteria supers or criteria power bombs. So yeah, this could be a while to check. Hopefully for the runners, they're a little more straightforward than that. But we'll see what the seed gives us.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that really charges. Like, it's really nice, but it's also kind of annoying when you don't have any beams with charge because you don't know how much ammo to pick up. Because if you don't get another beam, you're going to want to pick up like all the supers. But if you find plasma, then all of a sudden those supers are just like losing you time being picked up.
Yeah, so far only power bombs on the route. Farf is going to go over and check at least beam route item. Well, it looks like he's going to continue on.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that you just check this portal here, no matter what. Like, it in area rando is just too important to know the portals. So skipping any portal, like especially this one, which can be abandoned very easily, like it's really hard to get back there. So and
Definitely.
something
Looks
like
like a
this can happen where you just find red tower and then you are able to skip climb, maybe get checks that can be suits instead of checks that can't be suits early. Um, it is a little annoying not having supers here though, because and Farfalu not checking the tube. I think that you want to check that tube transition there. You can lay a power
especially
bomb.
with
Yeah.
especially with no supers.
Hmm.
I
I think
think that
Farfalu
tube
was
is
thinking
great.
about going to Spazer and then coming back, but without supers, you can't do that. Yeah, I looked on
Nice little gravity jump
Derp's
there.
actual stream, and oh, nice, finding the actual side of Norfair that you can find or that you can get into. I looked on Derp's actual stream, and it looks like it is the same. So uh, we aren't able to like say anything in the race room because we don't have permission to. I'm not sure if there's some way to contact Derp. So I'm assuming that he's playing, but
Yeah, hard to tell at this point. Upper Norfair is going to give us 2 of our majors though, and suits can be down here. So far, just missiles and energy tanks. Not really enough energy to do anything, but maybe an ice check. at this point. But
Yeah, you can get to ice, but you can't actually because you don't have supers.
and that's a great point. I already forgot about that.
Yeah, it's
Who would have
easy to
thought?
forget about like all of the different things you can't do without supers.
All right, so we're gonna check Croc Escape item, and then Farflu's probably gonna go find a new portal because we are superless. And yeah, at the moment we're not sure what's going on Derp's side, but
hmm
hopefully that'll get cleared up shortly.
I'm assuming Derp's done something somewhat similar. I think that pretty much everyone at this point checks the meme route portal, and if you find Red Tower there, then I think that you're just going into it.
In chat, someone's asking about where suits can spawn. I believe the upper portion of Rex ship they can spawn there. I think I've seen Varia at Sky Missiles in one of these, so
Yep.
those can be found over there. Just nothing in criteria itself.
hmm Exactly. And Farflu unable to do Spazer still because of no supers. So we'll could do X right here. That's the only red tower check that's possible because every other check is blocked by supers, but decides not to.
And mid
Oh,
run
and
Bridge Star
another
portal is going to
criteria.
bring back the criteria.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to see our Torium portal, and with power bombs, we'll get to see. Actually, we won't get to see anything on the right side because that's blocked by supers. But
Okay, back of Lore Warfare with only one in Lore Warfare. Ooh, Farflu not checking the back of Gauntlet here. I'm not sure about that.
but we do find our first super, so that's really nice. That's going to open up a lot of things. Now we can check over what would be the criteria side or the wreck ship side of the portals, but looks like Farfalu.
Yeah,
Okay.
now is going to check that. Now I would expect Farfalu to go back into Red Tower. Because now that you got supers, you can do those checks, and there is one major item over there.
Yeah, so we'll probably see Alpha Peebs or Spazer coming up really shortly here.
Mm-hmm. I would expect him to go up to Alpha Power Bombs. You get 3 of the 5 checks there, so odds are you're gonna find the major there.
And
And
two
you get to go
portals.
the way that you haven't seen the portals yet. Yep, exactly.
All right, nice power bomb. Get rid of those. Get rid of those enemies, make an easier climb. Normally, if you're running any percent, you don't get to do that, but hey, we're in Rando, so why not? Just get him out of the way and get up there. All right, first of 3 checks, just a missile. Farflay and that power bomb. We're gonna see what's behind here, and then we got one more at beta power bombs, and
Yep.
2 of our portals to check out.
Yep, the 2 portals are going to be really important to know. Still haven't found Green Brinstar. That would probably be the biggest one. Barfaloo could also go back and check Ice now that he has supers.
It is really nice to see that second super pack, though. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, supers are really nice. With charge, they're a little less important, but they're still. With this being boss rando, you never know when you're going to run into a Ridley, and you really want to have 30 supers for that. Especially if you don't have Area Suit.
So that means our major item down here is going to be an X-ray or Spacer.
Yep. I'd put my bets on X-Ray, personally, but... Ooh, and there's a wreck ship. Wreck ship 2. I don't like leaving instantly. I think that you want to check bottom of ocean there, and you want to check the maze item.
Yeah, this double elevator ride is going to cost about 22 seconds, so I definitely feel you there, checking those extra items. Well, we
Okay,
know where
we'll have
Torian
another
is.
shot to see them if he wants them, but we'll see. They're a little bit slow, but I think that they're still worth checking. But does not decide to go and check them. Well, hopefully they're nothing for Farflu's sake.
I didn't quite catch how many majors were in Rick's ship. Did you see
There
when
were
we went
two.
there? Two? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna abandon X-ray for now. A little low on energy. Gonna see if Spacer has the goods. And if it does, then we don't have to deal with X-ray strats on lower health. Which will be
Yeah.
nice for the runners.
Yeah, this is enough health for X-ray deboost without like too much issues, but you don't have a backup, so if you mess it up, you're probably just dead. Oh, but
Oh!
there is the suit, so gravity suit.
And now we know X-ray is just gonna be the best thing it could be is probably an E-tank.
So that finding gravity suit there kind of pushes me away from Upper Norfair. I would have thought about going back into Upper Norfair to check ice at least without that, but now I think that you just want to try to find a Meridia portal instead.
Definitely. Or if Farf wants to go back to that wreck ship portal, checking the ocean missiles is gonna be way faster now.
Yeah, yeah. And now you can kill a potential Dragon. It wouldn't be like a free kill with this ammo, but it's doable. Um, Although I kind of like waiting on that wreck ship just because it's right next to Torian. So you when you see that Torian there at the end of the game, you kind of want to like plan around that. So you want to like do your last boss right before Torian so that you can like finish the last boss and then have Torian right there. Instead of going there to kill the boss and then coming back and then having to go back later anyway to get to Torian.
Definitely. So this does actually work out as a normal map would, where you'd like to save Fantoon or Fantoon's boss room for last before Torian as you normally would, because it's right next to that portal here. So we get a little bit of vanilla mixed in with all the flavor. And after this save, we'll see. Looks like Farf's gonna go check those other two portals on the right side here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is what you do if you come down here. I mean, you're not really going to criteria for majors. It's especially once you have gravity. The main thing that you can like find in criteria is suitless stuff. Like that's the main thing. Otherwise, like speed is the other thing. So generally, when you're coming here, it's for portals. West Meridia is 0. That's not exactly what I would have wanted to see here. I wanted a higher number for Farfalu. Um, but it is at least nice to find that portal. And there's a Spazer, so that will double their beam damage output. With charge beam, that's not a bad find, honestly. It's does a good amount.
And we're gonna get a nice gravity moat jump. Oh,
Yeah,
so
just a
close.
little. This gravity jump isn't free. It's not like the most difficult gravity jump, but it can be a little tricky.
Yeah, something you gotta think about just a little bit. But nice
And
job by
Upper
Farf getting a
Norfair.
second try.
Yeah, and I think that we'll see Farfalu go back into West Meridian and go down to check the crab hole to start. It'll get a little bit sketchy for Farfalu if this is not a portal that he wants to go through. Because getting up to the top Meridia portals with this loadout is just pretty slow. Like, it's not great. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's pretty slow, and you kind of want to, like, do a little bit quicker stuff if you're, like, trying to avoid the Norfair Hell runs right now. And it is another Norfair, so yeah, this is not exactly what I would have wanted to find as Farfalu here. So the only Upper Norfair portal we're missing right now is Single Chamber. We know all of the rest of the Upper Norfair portals. Ooh, that's not good. That's 120 damage too.
Yeah, that was a good jump, and it would have been good, but the crabs.
Yeah, getting at least up to above 120 so you don't get one shot from the crabs without gravity suit is nice.
As far as I know, not
Okay, so it
completely
looks
sure
like
what's up with Derp, but maybe a frozen capture.
I just checked Derp's stream and Derp has officially come back. It looks like Derp is at Bubble Mountain, so what that means, I don't exactly know. But,
maybe Varia?
I don't think so. Derp still
No?
has the 2 in Upper Norfair, so...
Hey, alright. An extra energy tank for Derp, and...
So, I think that given
Almost ammo
that
pack.
Derp reloaded, I think that that is probably some sort of a check that didn't give Derp anything that he wanted. So, I think that Derp's going to skip something, and he's going to know what it is, but we're not going to know what it is. So, if Derp doesn't, like, check everything here, that's probably why. Yeah, and Derp doesn't have Grav either. That's...
And Grav was at Spacer, correct?
Yes, Grav was at Spazer.
Okay. Alright, well, we haven't seen what's in speed, and it looks like neither is Derp, so we'll get some new info here. It's nice to see this kind of diversion, especially in the playoff race.
Okay, so there's the back of Wreck Ship. That's...
Hey,
okay, and there's Screw Attack. That's another thing that Farflu didn't really want to find. Farflu really wants to find Green Bryn here. I think that that's, like, the best case scenario.
Derp didn't even shoot the
Yeah, Derp just wants to get back.
Dozo statue.
I'm not sure if... I think I might have just, like, checked the item anyway.
You know what? That was a smart decision, because Derp would not have made it back with Screw Attack if he had not gone right then.
Oh, it might have been, yeah, this hell run Derp might have died at. So Derp maybe, like, knew what was there and didn't shoot the orb because he already knows what's there. But you need to go into that room anyway to reset all the blocks so you can run across the bottom. Because otherwise those crumble blocks are gone.
Then you're not going to make it anyway. Yeah, very good point.
So I'm assuming that Derp... I have no idea what Derp's route is here. Maybe found those maybe did, like, meme route, found those supers. Yeah, I just don't... I don't know why Derp doesn't have gravity, basically, like, is what I'm trying to think about.
Yeah, it's tough to kind of put all these pieces together when we missed a lot of time at the beginning due to, I think, a frozen capture. But it's good to have him here now, and we're getting a Green Bryn portal, which is really nice. And
yeah, that Green Bryn portal is really good.
So we're going to run down, check what would be middle of Red Bryn, see what that goes to, and then probably come back and search for those majors.
Yeah, and I wasn't looking on Farflu's screen for a little bit. Okay, so it looks like... going back to the ship. Yeah, that makes sense. Got this portal information, but doesn't want to be anywhere in Meridia now, and didn't even pick up any items, so it's just resetting back to the ship.
Yeah, definitely don't want to be in Meridia. We have one total major out of both sides of Meridia. And searching through East is not great.
I guess Farflu is missing out on that Spazer now because Spazer was at Moat. Forgot about that, but it's still probably fine.
There's a nice second pack for Derp. on the super side of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Green Star being 3, 3 is a pretty average number, I'd say, for Green Star. There are a lot of items here, so you'd expect to see a little bit like higher numbers than normal. 3 is like a solid number, though. And now it looks like Farflu is going to wreck ship. That's the only reason to go up here. Because the other portal up here is Torian.
Nothing at Spore Spawn. Even worse than vanilla, just a regular missile pack.
Yeah.
But definitely worth checking.
Mm-hmm. I mean, some people like to skip these checks and try to like skip straight towards the fast checks so that if you find the items in the fast checks, then you don't have to do the slow checks. But
And sometimes it does work out great, but
mm-hmm.
I like how derp is being a little more extensive here and checking all these things we know we need to look at.
Okay, so now Farflu should check these items. There's a spring ball. I'm curious if Derp has that. That's one that I don't think you would be able to tell super easily. And there is a ice beam as well. Ice is good. It gives you a way through Batwoon Hallway, which is what I'm mostly like concerned about right now.
And a lot of supers showing up in Big Pink. That's got to be nice to see, especially with without any major beams like wave or plasma. For damage wise, anyway, more utility stuff than damage going on right now. But
this also could have been where Derp got the third E-Tank. At Spooky Missiles.
at least now we know that Edacoons or early supers has our majors for us here.
Mm-hmm. Well, not necessarily. Waterway is still available, so there's at least one major over here, though.
Oh, and Crate is at Phantom, so...
And yeah, Kraid is kind of a nice find, but also just because you can do it, but also Kraid 0 means that it's not that big of a deal. I also actually disagree with Derp coming down here first.
Yeah, I would have thought Derp would go check the super missiles.
Yep, and
supers first.
The reason for that is basically to try to avoid this specific check. Like, odds are you're not going to find both of the majors at early supers. But if you find one of them and then the other one is like at the E-Tank location, then sometimes you can skip this long check.
Yeah, Edacoon's coming up empty, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to find at least one now at early supers.
Yep.
And for Derp, I think Vario would be huge here.
Yeah, like, Gravity is so accessible that I think that finding Varia wouldn't even push Derp away from Gravity necessarily. And there is an X-ray. So the last major is either at Waterway or it's at the early super spot, so we'll see which one it is. And I think that Farflu is going to be forced to like follow Derp. I think best case scenario for Farflu here actually is that this is the front of East Meridia here, and then that Farflu, once Farflu finds Green Star, is able to do it, where Derp isn't going to be able to, if that's where it is. And it's Grapple. Okay, so at least we don't have to worry about coming back for Waterway at some point.
And I think Derp is now going up a portal we haven't seen yet.
Yep.
So it'll be good knowledge. What do you think, Croc maybe?
I'll say East Meridia. One of the sides. Raid.
Oh, great.
Okay, so we know the Kraid's not here. So
And with
this
two
is
of those,
really good for Derp if this is Fantoon, and really bad for Derp if it's Ridley or Dragon.
they're taking a smart safety save.
Mm-hmm.
Even smarter because he has a 33% chance of finding something good down here instead of a
Yeah.
50 like he
I mean,
thinks at
yeah.
the moment. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dragon is doable here, but very bad because without any suits, you can grapple kill a Dragon and you can grapple escape out. But without suits, you're just taking so much damage when you're doing that. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dragon if Derp just resets instead of trying to even kill it. Although there's like a huge incentive to try to kill the boss here because you really, really don't want to have to come back here, and it's Ridley, so
Oh boy. Yeah.
that's actually at least a little better
Yeah,
for
not
Derp
great.
because Farfalu will likely not be able to do that boss too.
And Farfalu was
So
kind enough to donate another 6.7 seconds back to Derp by getting Spazer for the second time.
yeah, I mean
That
Spacer,
was very kind.
you really want Spacer here actually. Like
You
it's
do, yeah. Oh, you know me, I like playing around. But yes. With no wave, no plasma, you don't want to just leave that bad boy behind.
Yeah, I really don't think that Farfalu is going to have 30 supers coming into here. Maybe Farfalu will find enough.
If Farfalu can find Big Pink, then maybe, but...
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the best case scenario for Farfalu is not finding Big Pink for a while, and, like, getting a couple more, either finding Varia, which obviously would be fantastic, or just finding, like, another couple of E-Tanks and up to 30 supers, so that when he gets there, can beat Ridley. Because you really don't want to have, like, look at how far Derp's going right now. Going through all of this. And Derp's going to have to come all the way back there at some point to kill Ridley.
Yeah, these area randos can definitely be brutal. So, I agree with you. You're right. Getting out of there is no joke. It takes solid time going back and forth, and we're going to have to come back again.
So, this check is actually a lot safer for Farfalu than it was for Derp. And that's because Farfalu has gravity. That just makes, like, being able to run through the lava and not, oh, Derp. Derp makes it out. Okay, nice. Just missiles. Okay, so maybe Derp saw that already. Maybe he hasn't. We don't know. Farfalu resetting that.
I think that means we get Spazer for the third time, maybe? I don't know. Or did we get a save?
No.
Oh, we got a
We got a
Beaumont
save.
save. Okay. I was looking at Derp at that point, I guess.
I guess I was thinking, I wonder if Farfalu goes back up to get that super. I really think that super, like, Farfalu obviously doesn't have the same information that we do. Doesn't know that Ridley is going to be, like, close. But still, like, it's so hard for me to reset a super like that.
Yeah, thankfully with Gravity, this Hell Run over to Wave is a lot better. And bombs.
Okay, so now we know where all of the majors in Upper Norfair are. Is this a bomb progression speed? See?
Possibly.
Are we gonna see a Croc Indiana Jones item? Or even potentially a Criteria Power Bombs progression? And have we seen East Meridia? I'm
There's 0 items in East Meridia, I think.
No, that's West Meridia.
Okay, there's 1 item in East Meridia then. There was 1 on the east side then.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like Farflu will be going back to get that super. I like this a lot.
So Meridia is not stacked, but that might be where we need to go.
Mm-hmm.
And Derp really needs to find Red Tower.
Yeah, I think that Derp's actually ahead right now in spite of not having that gravity suit just because he's already done
All of Pink
Green
Bryn
Bryn.
and Green
Yeah.
Bryn.
Also just has better ammo. It's not like a huge deal with Charge Beam, but it is something. So we'll see if Farflu manages to get in and out with this screw attack.
Nice energy saving tech. They're not even looking at what it might be, just jumping straight into it by Farf.
Another power bomb. Okay, so that's what was here.
So that's probably something Derp definitely looked at and decided,
Yeah.
you know what, I don't need that. I need gotta get back for my health.
So we'll see if Farflu is able to get back here. Gonna have to arm pump really well. This looks like enough? Yeah, I think this should be. Yep, nice. Even with less health, you could pause abuse there, but with that much health, it's a lot better. Okay, so now Derp is about to get the gravity suit. And Farflu not even saving before this portal. If this were a bad portal, Farflu wouldn't be able to get out. But we know that it's going to be a good portal. Was East Meridia in Green Bryn?
I want to say yes, but I don't remember exactly where it was.
Yeah, so
okay,
I just didn't see that portal.
I think it was down to the right here where
Yep.
Farfalu's going.
So that's actually really good for Farfalu, because I think the answer is in East Meridia. So Farfalu will be right next to it once he gets these items. Where Derp's gonna have to come back for this. And it looks like Derp might be going up to is going up to do wreck ship.
And we're gonna find a Kraid here, as Farf is the only one taking out a boss so far.
So I think it's really close right now because Derp's gonna go for this boss. Derp doesn't even have to save. Knows that Ridley is in Kraid, so that's nice for him. Will be able to kill the boss there, and then come back and do this. Farfalu. We'll see.
Farfalu's on that.
Yeah,
Green
I
Bryn
love.
path.
Yep, this is gonna be so good for Farfalu. It sucks because Farfalu won't be able to kill Ridley. Even if Farfalu got 30 supers, it just 3 tanks. You need at least 1 reserve. 3 tanks plus 1 reserve is doable. It sucks, but it's doable. But 3 tanks alone is just not. So Farfalu is not going to be able to do wreck ship here, or be able to do Ridley here.
And Farf is not going Etikun, so this will save Farf a little bit of time just grabbing the 2 majors up here.
So I think the answer either has to be in East Meridia. It could be a Croc. Croc could be at the end of East Meridia. Or East Meridia could have Fantoon. And then the answer could be in wreck ship.
Yeah, we still have a whole lot of possibilities of where that various suit's going to be.
Yeah, I feel like Farflu is slightly ahead here. But I think it's still really close.
Oh, so this wasn't the energy tank that Derp found.
Yeah, so
That's
Derp got a
spooky.
different energy tank. Yeah, that makes sense because Derp didn't get the spring ball either. Have we seen all the portals now? Is Croc at the end of East Meridia?
I
Yeah,
think
you're
Croc
right. I
has
think
been
yeah.
there.
Yep. We have seen all the portals. Wow. Yeah, and it has to be Croc 2, according to chat, which I believe.
Yeah, the only thing that could be better for Farflu here is if that Kraid had at least a major and could pick it up on the way out because he killed Croc first, or
Mm.
Kraid first.
Oh, did Farfelu forget to save? Okay.
Well, that was
Well, it's a really
this is
good thing that
definitely very
Farfelu.
smart going back. Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
gonna run into Ridley.
I
So
just assumed that Farfelu had saved. I wasn't watching closely enough.
so lost a little bit of time there, but really saved themselves going back because you do not want to run into Ridley with 163 health and Novaria.
Yeah, or even like
Or
399.
even with, yeah, even full. Yeah.
So Derp's gonna go through this, gonna find West Meridia. Yeah, this is actually really good for Farfelu. Derp is gonna be nowhere close to where he wants to be. I guess there are some West Meridia portals that go back to Norfair, which is where Derp needs to go. I wonder what the one item in criteria is. I don't think it can be logically required at this point.
I think, yeah, with ice, it's very likely that it could be a speed booster in criteria.
Yeah, like, but Speed
Since we have
Booster
ice
I don't
down
think
in
locks
Patron.
anything. No, it does. Okay, it could be a required Speed Booster for something like an Aqueduct. Because there aren't any more items in Green Brinstar left. So it can't be Waterway, but it could be Wreck Ship Reserve, and it could be Aqueduct. So yeah, Farflu is just going to get there a little bit faster here. And it seems like, well, Derp doesn't know this portal, but once Derp finds this portal, he should know where he needs to go.
Okay, so that's Lava Dive. I missed that if
Mm-hmm.
Farflu checked it last time.
Yeah, Farflu did check it, and I missed it too, so.
But yeah, Farf making really good time in Green Bryn.
Mm-hmm.
Not having to deal with Etacoons.
And I don't
Is gonna
understand
have to
why
come
Derp is
back.
coming back up.
I'm not quite sure either.
This goes back to Wreck Ship, right? Yeah.
I
Or
believe so.
does
Yeah,
it?
that's a long way around.
Yeah, this... There's a Upper Norfair portal at Crab Hole. Yeah. That Derp would rather, or should rather, go into.
There we go. Yeah. Good double back by Derp here. I
Mm-hmm.
think that definitely saves us some time.
Yeah, I think you want to go to Crab Hole here as Derp, not this portal. Maybe this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. This works. Yeah, this is probably better actually. This gets you an energy refill on the way. Because now this goes to the bottom of Upper Norfair at the Croc entrance instead of the Lava Dive portal over to the right of this. Oh, and Derp. Derp still has one in Upper Norfair. I don't think the Derp's seen those bombs. Yeah, this is a huge time loss for Derp because now I think Derp's going to check ice.
And Farf could maybe go check.
Oh, maybe.
Check.
Although.
Not though.
Maybe that's where Derp got the extra E-Tank from. No, it wasn't. Ice is still a green door. Yeah, I think you see Croc here. I think if you're Farfelu, you just do it. Croc 2? It's just too good, I think. Like, and you're not gonna have a chance to come back unless, I guess maybe you will, if the boss is Fantoon.
Man, this is a really interesting seed. I like this a lot.
So if the boss is Dragon, I think this is pretty bad. Because then you have to come back through the front. But if it's Fantoon, you have to come back through the front anyway, because Cack Alley door is still locked. So then it would be really good to do this first.
Oh, nice wall jump off the, what are those things called again? Boomers? Beamers? Zoomers? Up Red Tower?
Rippers?
Rippers, okay. I was super close, if we can pretend. That was a nice wall jump.
Oh, Derp didn't check this portal. Oh, wow. Okay, that's what's going on.
It was a bipper. Thank you, Zosti. That's going to be my name for him from now on.
Yeah, so Derp not having checked this portal is losing a ton of time. And this is why I tend to be very thorough in my portal checks. To basically like avoid this happening. Where Derp didn't know one portal, went all the way out of his way for it, and it just ended up being Torian. And
okay, so either Dragon is at home here, or we got complete boss swappage and it's Fantoon.
Mm-hmm. Best case for Farfelu here is Fantoon. Just because it works out so much better for his routing. Another E.
That's nice to see with only 3.
Mm-hmm. Once you see that Ridley isn't vanilla, you start to think about Sublis Voronor for a little bit. Okay, and it is Fantoon. But I just don't see it with his health. You've only got 4 E-Tanks. I guess it's not that far off, though. You probably need like 3 more E-Tanks in a reserve, and then you can do Sublis Voronor. But I don't think you can bank on finding that. I think that maybe if you figure out that, like, the last item in Meridia is one of the bad ones, and there's still that wreck ship portal left, you can start to consider it, but I would probably just, like, seek out Varia here, almost no matter what.
Nice, nice Doppler there by Farf. Beautiful 3-rounder.
Mm-hmm. Derp not checking Cathedral item.
Maybe Derp has checked Wave and has already
maybe has seen the bombs already.
That's my only thought at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just don't know, because we didn't see Derp's early game.
Yeah, we lost about a good 16 minutes of Derp there. I don't know why Derp's going back in here, though.
So this is just a farm.
Oh, okay. I'm playing too much vanilla after I got kicked out of the tournament for losing. So I think, oh, Gravity Suit. Definitely already has Varia.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see how much Farfelu decides to check before going into Croc. Should see a snail clip at least, I think, beforehand.
Yep, you're right.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful
Okay,
job.
there's another E-Tank. Again, we're getting just like a little closer. Like, also a little closer to being able to do Ridley if you don't find Varia at Croc or in East Meridia. Because you're going to want to do that Ridley right now after Meridia, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, now with 5 tanks, gravity suit, and 35 supers, that's a lot more palatable than what it was before. And here's Croc.
Yep. So we'll get to
And
see
2
this
major.
Croc. It would be really funny if the answer is at Croc in Indiana Jones, and
you need
neither of these
bombs.
runners can get it because they didn't pick up those bombs.
That'd be pretty evil. Although, wait, with Farfelu and Derp having grapple beam, isn't that possible to get it with the bippers?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Zosti called them bippers, so that's what I think they are
Yep.
now.
Well, no, those ones are actually grippers.
Oh, those ones are grippers, and the other
Yeah,
ones
because
are
they're green rippers.
zoomers, or I already forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the red ones are rippers, the green ones are grippers, so...
Okay. Alright.
But yeah, it just feels like a bomb's, like, progression speed. Or, like, seed. Like, it just seems to happen so often. Where those bombs are required to get an item like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I was hoping Derp would check Shack there, because Farf went that... When Farf went that way...
Yeah, I think the checking
didn't
Shack's
skip.
just too bad. Like,
It
it's just...
is. It's really long, and I understand why they both skipped it. I just
Okay,
have
so
a
Derp
feeling that
coming
something's
in...
there.
This will make them look a lot closer than they actually are, but because the boss isn't Raygun, Derp's gonna have to come back anyway. So Derp's gonna need to go kill Fantoon, and then go back through Batwoon Hallway, and then go down a sandpit to go around anyway. So Derp isn't actually like saving that much time on Farfelu doing this right away. And there's one of the two. So we'll see if Farfelu gets this grapple. If this, honestly, if Farfelu gets this grapple, that could be huge.
Helps when you select it, though.
Mm-hmm.
I have that problem as well. Just shooting it with ice. Oh, there we go. One more.
Oh, he's got
Very
it.
nice.
And it's just a missile. Okay, so...
So now I think it's really at Shack. I think that's where Very is hiding.
So it's either... So it's either in a sandpit, it could be at Shack, it could be in Rex Ship, or it could be here. And there's Space Jump.
Base jump. Alright, Tracy's gonna show up randomly now. With that emote, I know it. Boom! Oh, I called it. Hi, Tracy.
So now, I think that what you do is you go down left sandpit, then you go back through that door that like takes you back to Aqueduct, and then you go down right sandpit. And then from there, you can decide whether you want to do Shack 2 or not, if you still haven't found the item.
I'm sorry, Tracy. I mean, I know it's only 2 screens to watch right now, but 2 screens and chat, that's 3. I only have 2 eyes, and I can't cross them that far to see all of them.
And I
So
kind of like this from Farfaloo. Farming up supers. Farfaloo is planning to do Ridley after this. So Farfaloo is going to want to have these supers. You can maybe like leave on this, and then if you get a super missile like along the way, you don't have to farm quite as much because you just get to pick that up. But no, I think that this is a better farm than Mini Crate. Mini Crate, like resetting a room takes like 10 seconds and then killing Mini Crate. And if you're waiting for the 5th super drop, then you're waiting even like a little longer.
and while Zeb is making sense, no, I only have 2 eyes, not 6. But my other 2 monitors are behind my head, so I can only see one screen at a time, and I'm not an owl, so I can't spin my head around and around.
Yeah, I don't like Farflu saving before these checks. I think that Farflu should have just gone straight down left sandpit. It's not that bad to have to like. Ooh, and like, see now, I really want that E tank like really badly. If you go down left sandpit first, you get to keep everything.
Well, isn't an area randomizer? They always have that one door go back on
Yep,
itself, so you can
exactly.
check them a lot faster.
Yep, that's exactly why I don't like saving. I like just checking left sandpit first. And yeah, for derp, I like going up here to start. There's still the 50% chance that Fantoon is here and not Dragon, and then like it's just way better to do this first in case you spike Varia and don't have to do sandpits.
Derp is going to have a nicer bot wound there with Plasma
Oh, but
and the
there's
microwave.
Varia.
Oh, I was
So
almost right. I thought it was at Shack, but in the sand pits. It's been a
so yeah,
long
now
trek
Farflu
to
is just
find it.
ahead. Like I don't see anything from derp that will like this is a little too far ahead, I think, for Farflu for derp to catch up at this point now. Um, Same items basically. Farflu even has an extra super missile and an extra E tank, but like everything else is the same. So yeah, I think that derp just not getting that gravity suit before East Meridia is what cost him here, or before Green Brinstar. Because if he had that, then he could have just like gone straight into East Meridia. But because he didn't, it
Set him
really
on
took a lot.
another path all the way back
Yeah.
around to avoid it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt Derp will find it soon, but yeah, this is really good news for Farfaloo and Bress for Rupee's team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd put Derp at like 3-ish minutes behind right now. Derp does get to do microwave.
Yeah, without microwave, I was thinking like, I don't know, maybe 4.5 minutes behind, but surprisingly, I already forgot that he used that bot one.
Yeah, and this isn't really a fast seed. Like this is
Oh no, this has
just looking at the
definitely been
time. Like I didn't realize how long it had been. Already at like 54 minutes
this
almost.
is yeah, this has definitely been a fetch quest of a Metroid
Mm-hmm.
seed.
I honestly don't think that either of these runners feel very good about what's happened so far. Both have had some pretty big issues, honestly, I would say.
Yeah, if I was Derp, I'd probably be pretty bummed out about the routing
Mm-hmm.
and Farfaloo. I guess the same, but to a lesser extent.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna get another clip from Derp here. We know there's an E-tank and a missile up top,
Yep.
and Farf is gonna head back and get Ridley done with. Nothing else to check and trade. Never was a major here, and nothing we need anymore. And let's see what pit Derp decides to go in first. Left pit.
Yep,
I think
left
that's where
pit,
Varia
so
was, right?
yep. So that's
So
good
that's
for
good
Derp.
news.
So let's see on the Ridley entry here. Farfelu entering at 55 minutes. We'll see how far behind Derp is once he enters.
Well, I think Farfalu picked up the Varia suit right around like 51-ish minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 minutes at this point for the Varia pickup. About.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Derp did save a good amount of time in East Meridia here. By doing Croc first, Derp was able to microwave Fantoon, and then by doing left sandpit first, Derp got to skip right sandpit and skip the save. And yeah, Farfu not even checking Ridley Boss. There's not much reason to. I mean, there could be speed, there could be wave, there could be high jump there, but like in
Then you
full,
got door transition time and everything else like that.
yeah.
Derp Farfalu already knows that he has what he needs to finish it off.
Mm-hmm. And like in Major, Minor, or Chozo, you're a little more incentivized to check the locations because there's like a better chance that it's one of those items. But in full, there's just the odds that it's like speed or high jump or ice, or well, not ice, but like speed or high jump or wave are just really bad because it could be a missile, like it could be an E-tank or a super. So
And a lot of the times it is just that missile pack just sitting there for you. So so I like Farfalu bailing there. It looks like we're gonna get a high five here. As Derp's heading
yeah,
back
I think we'll
for
barely get a
Ridley
high
now.
five. I think that Derp will barely make it there in time.
Right here on the hill.
Yep.
Oh, no. Farfalu jumped over him, but close enough.
So now basically it's just routing to the end of the game. The back of Lower Norfair, I think, was at the Upper Norfair elevator, one of those portals. So then you go there, you go out the other Upper Norfair, or no, both of those were bottom of Red Tower. Where was the back of Lower Norfair?
I
I
know
don't
we
remember.
saw it. I can't remember it.
Oh, it was at G4. Okay, so to get back to G4, I think that there's a Red Tower portal that goes close to there. Maybe middle of Red Tower goes to Mushroom Kingdom, I think.
That's a new name I never heard. Where's that room?
Kegos. Okay,
Oh, okay.
or this. This works too. Okay, so this will work out pretty well for Farfalu. We'll end up getting spit out at the back of Lower Norfair after doing Lower Norfair. And it looks like Derp is entering at 58:37, so about 3 minutes and 37 seconds behind Farfalu.
Yeah, so Derp definitely made up a little bit of time there with the combo beam and just nice movement overall. But it is a nice lead for Farfalu at the moment.
Yeah. But to get to Torian after this, Farfalu will be able to come out of the back of Lower Norfair, get spit out here, go across, get put into the middle of Red Tower, and then go up Red Tower to get to Torian. So that's a pretty good route. Like, you end up pretty close to Torian, and that's always what you want to see at the end of the game. You don't want to, like, have to go all the way, like, across the world to get to Torian at the end.
Nice quick Ridley by Derp, though.
Mm-hmm.
That was, oh goodness, that was like 60 seconds or so.
Yeah, yeah. With
That was
30
pretty
supers,
awesome.
you can really put the hurt on Ridley.
And Farfaloo finding that LN door, going down the takeout. Dragon be done with this like Zeb was talking about just a minute ago.
Mm-hmm. And I think this will probably be like a 1:11 for Farfaloo in terms of final time. And Derp, of course, being like 3 minutes behind or so, probably 1:14, 1:15 for Derp.
Farfaloo almost got the double K go the wrong way, going down and then back up almost.
Yeah.
Thankfully didn't.
Mm-hmm. Farfaloo doesn't really need supers because of the microwave beam and the grapple beam against Dragon. And you get the...
might as well use them up, and then you get that
yeah.
free refill with area rando when you go on the Torian.
Yep, exactly. Yep, and this boss had to be Dragon. It looks like Derp is taking the route that I was thinking about doing. I'm not sure whether it's better or worse than... I think the Farfaloo's route was probably a little better than what Derp's doing. But I think they're pretty close.
Yeah, and during this Mad Rush Torian, if you're enjoying the Metroid content, please give Farfaloo or Derp a follow on Twitch. Both great runners. A lot of fun stuff to see. Shoutouts to Jestro and Zeb for being in the volunteer booth with me. It's been a lot of fun all season long. Plenty more playoffs to go.
Yeah, and I think this was a really good match. I think it just, like, came down to, like, a few things. I think that Derp missing out on some of the portals really hurt him. But I'm not sure if that would have been enough to put him back ahead.
The seed was definitely really interesting on the way it wanted you to route.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that if Derp had gotten that gravity suit early, I think he would have had a pretty big lead. Oh, and their speed. So...
Well, that'll save about 30 seconds at the end, so that'll be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, 30 seconds is probably about right. I think my prediction might have been a little too fast. I think this might be a 1:12 instead of a 1:11.
Do we have a fast Mother Brain cutscene in this mode?
Yes.
Or is it regular? Oh, we do the fast? Okay. So yeah, 1:12 might be right, like you said. Or maybe you said 1:11. But either way, really darn close.
Yeah.
Because right at the top of Red Tower here is our Torian portal. And yeah, Derp's about 3.5 minutes behind. Um, and I think Zeb was right, just because of at the beginning of the match we couldn't see what happened to Derp at first, but they definitely took different routes. As Farfaloo found Red Tower first and got the gravity suit and was able to roam a little bit more freely. That helped out Farf a lot. Derp's been playing great, just not the route that you wanted to see.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the Derp might be... So we'll see. I think the Derp's route was a little worse, but speed is going to save a little bit of time. So I think it'll probably stay about 3.5 minutes or so between these two runners at the end.
And as far as I know, this is actually a pretty doggone huge win for Farfaloo.
Yep.
Not only does it keep his team fighting in the playoffs here, but Derp, I don't think, has lost since Season 3 playoffs or something, or maybe even Season 2 before that, but Derp's been really, really solid for quite a while now in these things.
Yeah, I mean, Derp, I know he lost in the multi-category tournament last year, but he is like a really solid runner. He made top 16 of that. I don't remember if he won his round of 16 matchup or if he lost in the round of 8, but he's been like a really solid runner for a good while now.
I was thinking just the Rando League seasons. I don't remember watching too much of the multi-world, but yeah, regardless, been fantastic. So this has been a really great run for Farfaloo, and Farfaloo is no slouch. Great player.
Yeah, Farfaloo is a really, really solid player. I think that he is someone who's like really come onto the scene, really impressed me for the last little while now. Like, he's been around for a good amount of time now, but...
Now, Derp not too far behind, heading to Torian. We got 2 portals to get through for Derp to get back to Torian. Possibly 3, but it's pretty close. So yeah, I would imagine Derp starts heading down that elevator in the next 2 minutes or so. Nice quick Zeb skip by Farf with the charge ice. A little bit more tedious than without wave, but gets it done no problem there.
Yep, and this should be, depending on how many supers Farfaloo uses, with just charge ice plasma, this is a 30-shot fight. Supers are slightly faster, but like, yeah, and Farfaloo will be using those supers, so every 2 supers is 1 charge shot, effectively, with this beam. So yep, does not use that last super because it's got no reason to. And that is only 19 charge shots now. After those supers. Farfaloo takes a catch up, but it doesn't.
Good thing we got the extra energy.
Yeah, and still even has enough to take another double catch up. So
there goes MB2 as Derp comes down. So I was close. It was about 1.5 minutes before he hit the elevator. But yeah, very nice close race. And a very interesting seed. So if you haven't watched this one in full yet, I would definitely recommend going back to the beginning and seeing Farfaloo's route at the beginning and how they kind of meshed together in the middle there. Oh no, got caught by one of them.
Yeah, that sucks when you don't have bombs.
Power bomb. and a beautiful 14 minutes of a SD2 SNES screen, but things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, barring something really, really weird, we're gonna have Game 4 coming up. I'm not sure who's going in for Game 4. Maybe Kip and Bressingham, but
Yeah, we'll see.
we'll have to see because I don't think it's been set in stone yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really curious who both of these teams are going to put up for Game 4.
No, not a bad time to get caught by the baby with the health already being so low there. But
Mm-hmm.
and there goes MB3. So all Farfelu has to do now is save the animals, or not because it's a speed run.
Yeah, this will just barely be a 112. It'll probably be like a 112.15 or so. Oh wait, no. Farflu doesn't have speed. It'll be a little higher than that. Probably like a 112.35.
Nice speed skip by Derp. That is not trivial.
Yeah, I like going for that one sometimes when I've got screw attack, just so I don't have to bother with the down back sub skip or turning off screw attack. So nicely done.
Yeah, definitely save some pause menu time there. Very beautiful MB1 and getting through the Zeb room. But barring something super weird, Farfelu is gonna finish this one off here in just about 30 seconds, 45 seconds or so. So get those GGs ready, because they'll need to be flowing in for Farfelu and cut Bress for rupees. At the 112 mark, Zeb called it a good 12 minutes ago. Fine work, Mr. Zeb316. Yeah, great race. GG's to Farfelu. And whenever you have someone fighting Mother Brain and someone else on the escape, that's a heck of a run to watch. This is really enjoyable.
Yep. With an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 29 seconds, Farfelu has finished in first place. We'll see if we can get Farfelu in here. And we are joined by Farfelu. GG, Farfelu.
GG.
GG, we're alive.
Yep. So how do you feel about that one?
To be honest, I was not feeling good about that. Finding the Brinstar area Varia very late. But I've seen in the race room that Derb found Gravity very late, so up there. And I still have no idea where was Speed.
Yeah, Speed was at
Hoda Ruby.
Yeah, Hoda Ruby.
Oh, okay, that was free. I should have checked this.
I mean, I agree with not checking it, to be honest. It's just like, it just happened to be Speed there, so it punished you pretty hard. Although, even at that point, I think Speed only saves like 30 seconds or so when you get it that late. So, it wasn't even that bad.
Yeah, something like that. Because the idea was there was only one major in Lower Norfair, and to be valuable, it would have to be speed. So I don't know how
Hmm.
many items we have in Lower Norfair. Maybe about 10. So 1/10 chance, and it could be high jump or wave. So
Yeah.
I didn't really care about that check.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was a weird area layout with Brinstar leading to Meridia and Croc. Needed to find that very late. Oh yeah, it was at Upper North. It wasn't that hidden, but with only 2 E-tanks at the beginning, and I didn't even have a Crystal Flash, so there
Hmm.
was no option for hell runs early. So
Yeah, and we didn't see Derp stream early because of like the issues with the SD2 SNES thing.
okay.
But he did somehow have a third E tank where you only had two, so he was doing the hell runs early.
Oh, maybe did criteria. I skipped almost everything there,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that might be it.
That was a really interesting seed, though. And again, congratulations on your win. Any thoughts on who your team's going to send up for Game 4? Or is that a secret at the moment?
Well, yeah, I won't say it now because I think it's still a secret. So
Okay,
Mhm.
fair enough.
I'll
Fair
wait,
enough.
and it's probably not even decided at
Yeah.
100%. So I think we should wait. But I saw they were both in Discord, so I think we can at least tell an admin tonight.
Hmm. And Derp has finished in second place with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 55 seconds. And we are joined by Derp. How's it going?
Been better. Not too bad though.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that one?
I feel like I'm trying to think how to say it. Not good seed. Put it that way.
Yeah, I think there were a couple of things that like went kind of wrong. Mostly, I think the main thing was not getting gravity early, and then after that, not having the portal information. So you were like running around everywhere, finding all the portal information before realizing you had to go back to get to East Meridia.
Yeah, that long trek to finding the front of LN was pretty costly.
Yeah. Hmm.
I meant to save before doing all that, and then I
Oh.
didn't, and so that lost me a pretty good amount of time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm sad. I apparently wasn't recording for the my first attempt getting screw attack, where I entered the farm room with 7 health and actually paused too early, so I died before the drops appeared. Like I could hear myself pick up the drops as I was dying. It was very sad.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to like. Yeah, we didn't see it because that was before you got on stream.
Right. I really don't know what happened there. I like my SNES recording software just crashed or something. I'm not really sure. But that took I lost like 30 seconds fixing that. And that was actually the reason I reset was because it was my second attempt at getting screw. And I messed it up because I was freaking out as I realized my capture wasn't working.
Oh,
so all in all, that lost me like 90 seconds, and I would have lost by 2 minutes anyways. So it is what it is. GG to Farfaloo. I'll have to watch it back. It seems like it was a fun race.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little hard to see what you were doing at the beginning. So how did you route like the beginning? We saw that you had Spazer in Upper Norfair, but we weren't sure like. So did you like basically go cross criteria after getting those supers instead of going back into Red Tower and then like find the Upper Norfair portal there?
I went meme route, checked.
Yep.
I think I found both entrances to like the top of Upper Norfair, so I went and checked high jump. The middle of Red Tower led to the Green Brinstar elevator in Criteria transition, so I went across that, and then went across Criteria, found the bottom of Upper Norfair, and That's around where you found me after I had checked all of
Mhm.
the after I had checked all of the items there in Upper Norfair.
It seems that's the same route I did. Was your first supers at Terminator?
Yes.
Yeah, same. When I found the criteria door, I went to the portal and got the super missiles there. Fortunately for me, I went back, not right away to Spacer, but not too late, at least, to find
Mhm.
gravity.
Yeah, you got it like way earlier because you didn't like go across criteria for Flu. You just went like straight back in, and that was like huge because then when you found Green Brinstar, you were just able to do it all. Or
Yeah.
like you're able to do East Meridia right after, and it's like right there. So
Oh, okay. So he had to come back because when he
Yeah.
found that, okay, yeah. It was feeling bad at the beginning, just going to every portal and not finding something good. But at least, like you say, when I found Brinstar, I knew this would be East Meridia, Crate, and Croc. I had every information at that point, so at least I could finish
And
everything
you
there.
you could have known that Croc was 2. I'm not sure if you're like keeping track of that.
Yes,
But
exactly. I kept track of that. That's why I did Croc actually before the
Mhm.
Sand Pits.
Yep. Yeah, I like doing Croc before Sandpits too. There, I mean, it didn't end up really working out. Although Plasma's kind of nice, and so is Space Jump. But like,
Yeah, because there was still some odds. The major could be well, first not Varia, or it could be at Plasma, which was impossible to get, or Shack Tool, which I would probably not skip at that point, because the only
Yeah.
left was Wreck Ship. But that's still very feel bad if you have to clear Croc and go to Shack.
yeah, yeah. I was thinking I might have like done Croc first before the boss. So there was like a 50% chance that it was Fantoon, and then that you could like free roll the boss and do Croc after. And then like if you find Barry along the way, then you can just skip Croc. But then there was also a 50% chance that it was Dragon, and that you would want to kind of like do this stuff first, so that you didn't have to like come back through Botwin Hallway again. So I think it was really kind of interesting to decide whether to do Croc there or to wait on it.
Yeah, I also considered both options, but yeah, I think it was safer. And I was not feeling really good with all the portal at the beginning, but you know, it's just because I was racing. Because after I look back at this, there was no well, the optimal route was not smart, so I don't expect
Yeah.
anyone to optimal route this.
Yeah, I think that like both of you were like for a while. It was at different points in the seed, but Far Flew when you found like when you found that gravity suit, you went back to like West Meridian and were like doing portal checks for a long time and just like didn't like weren't able to do anything with them.
Well, I mean, it had to be Brinstar somewhere in West Meridia.
Yeah.
I don't know the odds, but that I was really
Yeah.
surprised to not find Brinstar there.
Yeah, I agreed with your play to go there instead of like going into the Upper North or Hell runs because you only had 2 tanks. Like that would have been pretty tough.
Was that sure?
And like Green Brinstar is just so much better. You can like do all the checks, probably get some tanks there too, and then like if you need to do Upper North or do it after when it's faster with more tanks. But with the 3rd tank, I think that it made more sense for Derp to go into Upper North Fair at that point, and also not having found gravity, obviously. So. But yeah, I guess kind of like all I really had to ask about. Any last thoughts on these seed, you two?
Fast progression speed.
Yeah, it's funny when you see that because like I don't think that the progression speed takes the area layout into consideration really. So like how the areas are laid out, it sometimes is like this, and then it gives you a fast. So it's.
Is there a logic to how the areas are laid out? By the way, actually, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know.
I don't think so, other than just like it has to be like doable with within like logic and whatnot, but otherwise, I don't really think so.
Well, that's all I had.
Okay.
Yeah, same. GG. I hope we can schedule our next match soon, and I'll be looking forward to that.
Okay then. With that, thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to Derp and Farflu for putting on an excellent race. Thank you to Jestrozooks for tracking for us. And thanks to Salty Pigeon for calming with me. I've been Zep316, and we will see you in the next mission.
Take care, everybody.